This is a gay video. Hello there, my name is Mackenzie. Welcome back to my channel and thank you so much for being here. Today we are doing a fun video in honor of Pride Month. I've never done something like this before, but I'm going to tell you about a couple of queer characters that I relate to in literature that I've read. So I've chosen about 5 characters, I chose exactly 5 characters, kind of on accident, to talk to you about today, and I relate to them all in a different kind of way. Some of them are bisexual, like me, some of them are lesbian, some of them are gay. So let's just dive right in. We are going to start with number 1, Henry from Addie LaRue. So Henry is very interesting because he doesn't really come into play until about halfway through the book of Addie LaRue, but his plot points and his insert into the story and into the novel play a really good part, a really big part. It really sweetens the theme of what Addie's story is telling us, which is to just love life and how to love life. And what Henry brings to the table is truly mental illness, and that's how I relate to Henry. He struggles so much with feeling not enough and not able to enjoy life in any aspect, and honestly, it doesn't feel like anywhere it could be worth it. It's truly, reading Henry's chapters are so heartbreaking, but mainly because it's a story that I carry with me. It is my own story, and to see it written on page like that is so... it's so pure. It's just... honestly, it's just seeing yourself represented. It's just seeing that other people feel miserable. Other people feel like life sucks. Other people feel that way. It's not right to want to be that way all the time, but people feel that way, and you're not the only person who feels that way. And it was just such a beautiful and clarifying moment for me, because it's probably the first time that I've read words I've said in a novel from somebody else. It was very strange. It was relieving, truly. We started off on probably the saddest note, and I'm happy for it because now we can move on, because the way I relate to Henry is in my sadness, and it's good that you have that. It's good to have that, but it's not the only thing that's there either, you know? And in order to move on, you need more. The next 2 characters I want to talk about are both from Heartstopper. We're going to start with Nick, mainly because of his bisexuality and how he found out that he was bisexual, because it is compulsive heteronormativity. When you realize, oh, I am a girl, I like boys, and you think that that's it. You don't need to explore anymore, and you stop. And then you meet someone who is just beautiful and glorious, and they're the same sex as you, and you're like questioning your entire life. It's sweet and adorable, and I'm saying it's sweet and adorable like that's not how it happened to me, but it felt sweet and adorable. It was just like, it was like having a first crush all over again, because you don't know what it means and you have to question everything. It's something that I think about a lot as I get older, how much I just didn't realize, and how much I will remember something and think like, oh yeah, I liked that girl. That was me liking someone. Very interesting to get flashes of memory like that. The other character I want to talk about is Mr. Farouk, and mainly because he didn't discover his queerness until much later in life. And I believe he's gay, and he has a line where he's talking to the other teacher, I'm forgetting his name right now, but he says, when you don't discover that you're queer until your mid-20s, you miss out on all of those young, fun experiences. And, like, that's kind of true. When you don't realize that you're gay, not that it would have, I mean, it could or could not have changed who you were with romantically, the friends that you kept, the humor and behavior you put up with. It changes a lot, and you kind of, at least for me, you tend to, like, second guess things, and you get a little confused, and you're like, okay, well, would I still be here? How much of me is me as a bisexual person, and how much is a cover or a mask or what I've had to pretend I am because of my hetero friends, or have allowed because of that. Now, I'm much more of an adult now, and I definitely don't put up with any BS in regards to our queer community, but it is definitely something that I struggled with for a while, was what do I like? Who am I? It was a very, like, almost another identity crisis, because as a child and as a teenager as well, I was much more masculine, and I wasn't very comfortable with femininity, and I didn't necessarily think that I wasn't a girl, but I had a bunch of dysphoria about that. So it was like a whole other identity crisis that I thought I had gotten over, and it's just a whole other rediscovering yourself, and it was really, really beautiful in Heartstopper to have it vocalized that yes, that happens, and because of those things you do miss out on those experiences, and it's kind of sad, but that doesn't mean that you don't get to have those experiences as an adult, as you find out in Heartstopper. Love that book. It's so good. Alright, the next character I want to talk about is Kyoshi, Avatar Kyoshi. Boop, boop, boop. From The Shadow of Kyoshi and The Rise of Kyoshi. She's also in the Avatar The Last Airbender TV show, and I think she's in the Korra Avatar as well. Maybe a little bit, just a little bit. But what I'm referencing is her appearance in these novels, because these novels are so good, okay? So good. If you like Avatar, if you like Korra, if that's your jam, I would wholeheartedly, you must, if you like the Avatar, you will enjoy this. And it's so amazing, it's so beautiful, the story is rich, it feels just like another extension of the Avatar universe, so it's not too far off. But Kyoshi's story in regards to finding love is so sweet and so innocent. So there's a male character at the beginning, but everyone thinks that this guy is the Avatar, and so they treat him very well. He's kind of revered, and he sees Kyoshi as a friend, and they're friends, and she kind of has a love for him, and it's not really developed or discussed too much what kind of love that is, but it's there. And throughout the novel, she is also with another friend, Rengi, and she falls in love with Rengi, and it's so beautiful, because Kyoshi as a child is somebody who won't really stick up for themselves. Kyoshi doesn't really want to get into fights. She can't control her earthbending as well as the other kids. So she doesn't defend herself, and everyone picks on her, and Rengi stands up for her, and it's so cute. I'm sorry if I talk too much about their relationship, because I love their relationship, but I just need you to know. But when Kyoshi learns how to control more of her power and more of her bending, and her friends are in danger, Kyoshi is there and fighting for them, and she doesn't question what it will take to save her friends and what she needs to do or how hurt she'll become. It doesn't matter, because she's saving her friends and these people who care about her and these people who are innocent. And like, I relate to that because it's hard when you grow up with like low self-esteem because you'll never stand up for yourself. That doesn't seem like something that is in your power to do. And then you see the injustice of the world and you're like, you know what? That person is innocent and I'm going to stand up for them because I can be fierce in a moment. I can't do it for myself, but I can do it for you. And like, that's the next step of self-love, right? Is reminding yourself that you wouldn't treat a friend the way you treat yourself. So treat yourself like a friend, because friends you protect fiercely and you love fiercely. And that is also the story of like Kyoshi and how that happens and how she grows into being this great and powerful avatar. Is she wouldn't stand up for herself until she realized that there were people out there who needed her to stand up and to take charge and to be strong when they couldn't. And it's beautiful. Oh my god. The last person I want to talk about, these aren't people, they're characters. It's okay. We live in that like weird in-between world where these are people and people out there are characters. Nuaska from A Dark and Hollow Star, or Nas, as the nickname is given to her, or she says it is. So she has a very interesting kind of characterization in the sense that she is so vehemently, like, defiant. She's so defiant. In the beginning, she is being cast out from her society because she hurts humans. And she's done that as a repercussion for humans hurting her sister. And it is a revenge story that you don't even need to tell me anything else, because I know for a fact that if I were in Nas's position, I would have done the same thing. And after being thrown out from your family into a land of humans that you don't care for, what else is there to do but cause chaos? And like everything that she did as a character, whether it made sense or not, it was things that I would have done myself. And so it felt real, she felt relatable, and she felt like, not like necessarily, I mean, she could definitely be more of a better person, but she's on the right team and she's on the right side. And whether or not in the beginning she seems like she has questionable motives, she does end up being on the right side and is there. I just really enjoyed this righteous vindication in a female character, right? The revenge story that we always get that's powered by, you know, a spouse is dying or a woman dying for a man, and it just propels his story. And we kind of get the opposite here. And it's nice to see that women do have this very righteous fury that comes out in moments that we just almost will not apologize for. And it was something that was just like, all right, I know in real life I need to temper that a little bit, but yes, thank you for noticing. I enjoyed that. So those are the 5 queer characters that I've read about that I really relate to in all of these different kind of senses. I hope you enjoyed this video. It was kind of a little bit different, but I enjoyed kind of talking to you guys about just characters and stories and how I relate to them, what I think is great about them, and hopefully, if you haven't read any of those books, you'll pick them up, read them, and see what I mean. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you have a good rest of your day, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye!